You didn't have to cut me off. Think I like it never happened, that we were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger and I feel so loved. No, you didn't have to stoop so low. Have your friends collect your records and then change your number. I guess that I don't need that though. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know.
Woo! What is going on, you guys? It is Dollar Cost Crypto here with the freaking crypto emergency stream. What's up, man? USDC is unpegging. There's bank runs all over the United States, mostly in California. And who the hell decides to monopolize startups and stuff? So it's kind of crazy, man. I was actually going to end up doing a stream to basically today, later today. I was going to do a reaction video to I'm still going to probably end up doing it, maybe. I got, for anyone that's watching right now, I got a special, I might have a special guest on the stream and stuff, but yeah, but what is going on, you guys? 2 a.m. It is late as hell right now, man. Wolf, are you all buying the dip on USDC? Absolutely not. Hell no. It's gotta go way lower for me to buy it right now. There's no way I'm buying it right now. And that is right, man. Miguel is here for the people. What is going on, you guys? And that's right, man. Woo! Citadel boys, we up, baby, man. We've been talking about the Citadel for quite a while and stuff like that. And I want to give a special shout out to Dustin Olson. I've just given this man a wrench. Congratulations. You deserve it, man. But definitely, man, hit the like button, subscribe, retweet the tweet I did on Twitter and stuff for this stream and stuff, you guys. We need to make sure to get the word out to as many people as possible, you guys. Here it is right there, man. And I'm going to answer all the questions when it comes to USDC, what's happening, why this happened, which banks are in trouble, and everything. The whole kit and caboodle, you guys, man. No base for the Pepe, for the sleepy ones, man. Retweet. Man, your guys' job is to retweet this out right now. Go on Twitter and retweet this, and I'll hit the base, Pepe. Sheesh, baby. Woo! 2 Pepes for the price of 1. The Pepe in the back is backwards, man. You guys caught me literally. I was about to go out, and then I was like, no, I gotta be here for the family, man. The emergency crypto stream, man. Every time there's an emergency, DCC will appear, man. What is going on, man? That is right, man. Late night, I am creeping, man. Like the video, and Hex will continue to pump, man. But let's get into it. So basically what's going on right now is this crypto's fault? No. Absolutely not. This is a centralized bank entity's fault. What's going on is, if I really look a big macro view of what's going on, there has been a max exodus out of California for quite a while now. This is what, and now we're starting to get these stresses on the system right now. And on the other half, right? So there's that side, right? So that's the California side. But on the macro side, what I've been talking about on my channel has been about the Federal Reserve, right? And remember what I've been saying for quite a while. The closer we get to 5.25 to 5.5% for the federal's fund rate, we are going to start running into some huge trouble, especially with smaller cities and stuff, and municipalities not being able to pay their loans. A lot of corporations, companies, banks have taken adjustable rates on a lot of loans and stuff like that, and it's coming due. As well as when you increase the interest rate, you lower the price on bonds. Let me say that again. The higher the interest rate, the higher the federal fund rate goes, the lower the price for a bond goes. The bond will then pay a higher yield, but you lose more. You end up losing more on your initial investment. So let's just say I put $100 into a bond, and at 0% rate. Let's just say when it's 0, it's 3%, right, or pretty close to it, right? And then it increased it to pretty much 4.75%. That bond will go to damn near $75. $75. And this has caused this. I was literally going to talk about this later today, but man, it's pretty crazy right now. But basically, this is a Fed problem right now. So let me share the old screen here, right here. Let's go to the federal fund rate, you guys. The effective federal fund rate is at 4.57 compared to the previous market day in last year of basically 0, basically. So right now, that's the current rate right now. Obviously, you're not gonna be able to borrow at that exact rate, but this is what's causing a lot of bank runs right now. We have the two major players in this little tapestry that's going on is Silvergate Bank, and we have the Silicon Valley Bank as well. Woo! Shout out to my boys, man. Shout out to the boys, man. Yeah. Where is it? Yeah. So Circle. So this is a great quote right here, right? So Circle has $3.3 billion in the Silicon Valley Bank, right? So what is Silicon Valley Bank? And I will have a stream later today, a more in-depth video and stuff. But this is just the emergency stream to get tell you what the fuck is going on right now. But Circle has about approximately $3.3 billion in SVB, which is Silicon Valley Bank. And the Silicon Valley Bank, what it is basically it is a bank out of Silicon Valley that primarily banks startups in the tech space. And what ends up happening is that when a startup ends up getting funding, gets to round A, round B, or whatever rounds and stuff like that, they have a bunch of cash. They tend to go to this bank to deposit it. It is literally 50% of all tech startups bank with this bank, which is insane. 50%. Okay. Now now let me tell you how the Fed's involved in this, right? So there's two players, right? So there's Silvergate Bank, which is a crypto problem, and then there's Silicon Valley Bank, which is a Fed problem. Because the Fed increased the rates from effectively 0 to this current rate that we're at right now, this bank, what's going on is that this bank ended up having this huge problem. So because of these increasing rates, you had Twitter, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, just basically every major tech company is doing tons and tons of layoffs. And because of this tighter sort of space and stuff like that, people have lost jobs, and people are continuing to lose jobs. You had a lot of these startups either lose funding, start pulling money out of the bank. And this caused a bit of a problem because these customers started asking for their funds back. Because these customers started asking for their funds back, Silicon Valley Bank had to start selling mortgage-backed securities. Okay? So they had to start selling mortgage-backed securities. Well, what ended up happening is that Silicon Valley Bank ended up buying a ton of ended up buying. Oh my god, it's like 2008 again. Started buying a bunch of. They basically bought the top on the mortgage-backed securities market. So they basically bought when the interest rate was at 0%, basically in 2001. And what happened is throughout 2002, 2022, is that the Federal Reserve started increasing rates. This caused the bond prices to go down. That means they're still getting paid money on these bonds, but what's going on is now they're holding on a lot of paper losses. And because these depositors, which are in the tech space, started withdrawing funds, they started having to sell and realize losses on this thing, which started this whole thing where like they ended up having to start saying, hey, you guys, we may end up having to raise, we need $2.2 billion in funding, or we're going to have trouble running as a bank anymore. As soon as they said that, Peter Thiel, which is one of the guys from the PayPal mafia, said, hey, all my startups, anybody that's in this bank, take your money out at this point. Then from there, Y Combinator, which is one of the biggest hirers in the tech space and stuff, especially in that area, started saying, holy fuck, start taking your money out. Once that happened, it started a bank run, and basically the bank does not, it's basically, it's at this point, it's pretty much insolvent. It had to take a bunch of losses, and it's going to get winded down. Now, why this is such a big problem is this causes a lot of quite a lot of problems because this is such a trusted bank in the industry. 50% of all startups in Silicon Valley have their money in this bank. US Circle had $3.3 billion of funds in this bank. So basically, if stuff's going down, it's going to take a while for USDC to have that money. So basically, effectively, Circle lost 9% of its capital backing. Circle had $40 billion of deposits, which is USDC. So USDC had $40 billion of deposits. They've lost $3.3 billion. So pretty substantial little loss there, right? They've lost probably 9%, 9.1, maybe 8.9% of their total backing in the bank, in this bank right here. Now with Silvergate is basically, it's a really famous bank. It's been around since the 1980s. And what's going on with that is basically they niched into banking crypto companies, which is, hey, shout out to them for that. But what happened is the crypto downturn was so freaking severe. The crypto downturn was so severe that what ended up happening is that companies started withdrawing funds in order to stay alive and stuff like that. This caused a little bit of an insolvency issue. So the banks essentially started going higher and higher on the risk curve in order to in order to keep paying the bills and stuff, because they had less deposits, and eventually they didn't have enough deposits and they weren't earning enough interest in order to pay, keeping the bank afloat, lawsuits, and on top of that, employees and all that other stuff. So the bank decided to unwind itself, right? So this is why we've had some banks having a little bit of problems in the crypto space, especially Coinbase, Kraken, and all these other ones. You've had Kraken recently announced that they're going to make their own crypto bank. And yeah, man, of course. And it's, hey, thank you so much, man. And I'm here for you, you guys. I'm here for you guys right now. This is actually kind of a cool opportunity, and it's also an interesting sort of time just to be paying attention and stuff like that. This is the beautiful thing why we've been, me and Charlie from Cultivate Crypto have been banging this war drum of DCAing, start allocating the capital. We think the bottom's in, and start putting money into the market right now, right? Most of our guys were in Hex and some of these other cryptocurrencies right now that we really weren't holding much USDC at all. And I'll get into what I'm doing currently with what I've done with my capital and stuff, and what I'm doing right now in the space, and how and what things I'm kind of looking at right now. But basically, this is kind of, it kind of came out of left field, but this is not. So we had crypto go down. So Silvergate Bank, that was a crypto problem, but it was pretty contained already. It was essentially, we were like cycling out of it within a couple of weeks. It was kind of going to be old news. Silicon Valley Bank is completely a Federal Reserve problem. So basically, this is contagion from the regular market. that's affecting crypto versus crypto caused the problem and that's why we're crashing. No. This black swan event came from the traditional market having liquidity issues. And essentially, a lot of these banks buying mortgage-backed securities and buying bonds at the all-time highs. And in 2020, buying bonds from 2020 to 2021, depending on the maturity and the increasing rates, essentially, they have a lot of paper losses right now. And if you're a bank right now and you have a bank run, because all these banks run a fractional reserve, means for like at most, right, some of these banks probably are holding on. If you have $100 with them, they can essentially borrow from the Fed or essentially create an additional 9 times that capital. So they do not have the money on hand. So anytime there's a bank run, the bank literally does not have the capital to give everyone, the depositors, back their funds, period. So what's more than likely going to happen on Monday, so right now the Fed's pretty much announced we're going to have an emergency meeting for the Federal Reserve on Monday. Let me repeat that again, you guys. The Federal Reserve is going to meet on Monday. So more than likely, the Federal Reserve is going to start, it's probably going to do some crazy shit and start printing money to recapitalize banks and stuff, because there's so much contagion on the tech sector side that this could affect a lot of tech companies, and this could really end up like collapsing a lot of local banks there in California. But it's really for the tech sector this is going on, but which is primarily focused over here on the West Coast and stuff. So, and that's right, Jimmy, man. This is the Top G emergency meeting, you guys, man. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, man. I'm here for you guys. And yeah, man, beautiful. But let's get yeah. And there's 2 things right here. Forbes ranked Silicon Valley Bank as America's best bank in 2023, 5th year in a row, as well as, this is the more alarming one, Jim Cramer said that about a month ago that this is one of the top stocks that he was buying. Jim Cramer, Mad Money, said this is one of the top banks that it's undervalued and I'm buying it all damn day.
You didn't have to cut me off. Think I like it never happened, that we were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger and I feel so loved. No, you didn't have to stoop so low. Have your friends collect your records and then change your number. I guess that I don't need that though. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know.
Jim Cramer. Now, this is the most alarming thing Jim Cramer recently just said, you guys. Jim Cramer, this scares me, man. Fuck all this. Fuck all these other banks, man. This tweet right here. Let me find it real quick. I retweeted it. Scared me. Like, shook me to my core. So Jim Cramer, literally like a day or 2 ago, said that JP Morgan is a fortress. Excuse me? Uh-oh. JP Morgan is one of the main branch. It's basically a part of the Illuminati when it comes to the Federal Reserve. Basically say JP Morgan is a fortress. You guys. Now let me put some things into this perspective. Oh my God, this is fucking me up, you guys. All right, let me put this in perspective. JP Morgan banks Coinbase. There's 2 or 3 entities. There's 3 entities that back Circle. Circle is the parent company of USDC. They create USDC, just for you guys who don't know. Okay. JP Morgan banks Coinbase. Coinbase facilitates transactions, is one of the major partners with Circle. BlackRock also backs Circle. So if you kind of look at it the way it is and stuff, you've got basically one of the 7 Illuminati members of the Federal Reserve. And on top of that, you have Coinbase having some problems right now because of Silvergate Bank unwinding and stuff like that. You have the banking sector pretty weak right now, and then on top of that, you have Jim Cramer saying that JP Morgan, 1 or 2 these little coincidences. I'm like, okay, sure, but Yo, Jim is out here just destroying the fucking market. Jim Cramer don't miss, you guys. He said, literally at almost damn near the all-time lows, Bitcoin's a trash. It's one of the horriblest things. We pumped from there, bros. We went from like $15,500 and pumped all the way up to damn near 24 grand or 23,000. Sorry. If Jim Cramer says buy now, bro, it's over, you guys. So let me give you a little play-by-play is what's probably going to happen. We are more. So I'm going to say equities market. So we're probably going to get a lot of selling off and people and orders coming in Monday morning. In the before hours and stuff, you're going to get a lot of selling. We're probably going to wake up to Monday being a completely red day in the market. It is really interesting. All this shit ends up going down on a Friday night. Now it's a Saturday night. We have the whole weekend and stuff like that. Like equities are going to dump on Monday, and the Federal Reserve has now announced that they are going to meet this Monday. So more than likely, we're going to have the Federal Reserve probably do some measure. Hopefully, this is where it's so fucked up, is that hopefully the Federal Reserve is going to continue to increase rates, but it'll just print money and maybe delay, like, oh, we're going to continue to print money, and so we're going to delay the next meeting to like another month from now, and then we are going to just print money, because if the Federal Reserve decides to say we are going to pause rate hikes and print money, we are going to crash. Because every time the Federal Reserve, whether raising rates or lowering rates, decides to pause, we have a dip in the equities market, which then will in turn equal into the crypto market. So how this relates to crypto is we're probably going to start pumping in the crypto market over the weekend. So we are going to have, like, because people getting this news, a lot of people this is going to happen mostly tomorrow. We were getting some of the early birds doing this right now, but a lot of people are converting because they're having trouble right now with, we just had, we're probably going to have pausing on exchanges and stuff for a little bit and stuff if it keeps continuing on with a DPEG. So what's going to happen is people won't be able to get their capital out when they won't be able to sell crypto for dollars back to the bank. So what's going to happen is people are going to sell USDC and some of these stables for crypto. And as we see right now, currently, here, let me see if I can pull it up for you guys. Crypto, we're probably going to end up having a really nice weekend on crypto. But on Monday, we are going to dip back down, just FYI, okay? So we're going to have a decent sort of thing there. So it might be a prudent move to take a little bit of profit into a favorite coin or something like that, if you want to risk it into Tether or something like that. But or just keep it there and we're just fine, you know. But we are looking like we're going to go into a dip and stuff. So let me find where is this? Okay, right now, if we're looking at one of the biggest gainer out of here right now, the two biggest gainers in this space right now is Tether and Hex. 4 months ago, Tether was basically the shit coin. It's going to go insolvent and stuff like that, and it's the dirtiest shirt. They've had these FUD pieces on Tether forever, and the fucking USDC is going down right now, and Hex, you can't say one good thing about Hex on Twitter, but that's some people trying to attack you and then people loving you and stuff like that. But the Hexicans have basically said, you know, fuck it, fuck this USDC shit. I'm buying my Hex right now. Hex is up over 25%. So right now, coins with strong communities are buying. So the coins that are going up right now are obviously USD, obviously Tether. A lot of people are buying Tether right now, but Ethereum, a lot of Ethereum usage and stuff. So a lot of people are going to be buying Bitcoin, Ethereum, Hex, and these are going to be the main gainers for the most part. You might get a little SHIB in there and stuff. I mean, you got some crazy altcoin money and stuff, but this is what's going on right now. Right now, if I look at Hex's price right now, Hex just maybe an hour ago or 30 minutes ago was at 7.3 cents. Right now, it's at 6.9 cents. Earlier today, we were at 5.4. So we have pumped over a penny in some change, almost a penny and a half. Crazy. Hex just pumped a lazy $3 billion today. Yeah, get into Phantom and stuff like that. Yeah. So basically, yeah, that's what's going on, man. Hey, Josh Baker, just transferred my last of my USDC to Hex yesterday. Beautiful, man. Now, you are right, Wolf. Kind of, I think it's suspect that Tether's not flinching. Now, What the biggest loser obviously is USDC right now. I think USDC right now, the tether is at 90 cents, so we've repegged a little bit. In terms of where USDC hit, it hit about 87 cents for its low. We're back at 90 cents right now. That's a good level right now. But obviously, like I said before, Circle is not going to have access to about 9% of their funds. And then if there's more contagions, maybe Tether's holding on some money here. If there's a JP Morgan problem or something like that, it could be a little bit more of funds and stuff. But that's kind of what's going on right now in terms of like USDC, in terms of its decapitalization. It still does have access to $30+ billion. So like, it's still got a lot of capital in USDC. But this is the sort of thing where, like, if the stable coins keep getting weaker and weaker, dies another player. We've recently had we just had the OA, or the sacrifice wallet, essentially start converting some of their USDC into DAI earlier and stuff. So right now we're the God Whale, or I mean not the God Whale, forgive me, the sacrifice wallets for Pulse Chain and PulseX just started buying a lot of DAI. But right now DAI has pretty much fallen as much as USDC has, because primarily DAI is, I'd have to look at the numbers and stuff like that, but DAI holds, I mean, basically it's almost 50% USDC. I think it's like 20% Ethereum and like 30% Tether. So if it really is that sort of thing, I mean, if USDC really is having a problem, you could have a little slight unpegging with DAI. So this is the reason why DAI and USDC are kind of like in hands in terms of price loss. Exactly. Yeah, right. DAI is backed by USDC, Tether, and a little bit of Ethereum. It used to be 100% Ethereum, but not anymore. But definitely, man. And you guys, man, be sure, man, go retweet this post right now. Let's get as many people in here as possible and stuff, and let's get them this information. This is an emergency stream, man. Emergency crypto stream, USDC unpegs, and fucking US bank runs and stuff. And if US is having bank runs, you guys, the whole world's about to wake up on Monday and stuff with a lot of stock crashes and stuff like that. So because of the way things work right now, people are leaving USDC because they can't cash out into dollars right now into the bank and stuff. So what's the second best option? People are going to sell their stable coins into cryptos that they actually like. So Hex is pumping. We're going to get a nice little pump on Ethereum. We're going to get a nice little pump on Bitcoin. And right now, it looks like, in terms of stablecoin usage, it looks like US Tether is the winner out of the major stablecoins right now. So Tether is getting a lot of love. A lot of people are switched their USDC. So a lot of people, just if they had $80,000, $100,000, $1 million, sold their USDC when it was at roughly 90 cents, 93 cents, 97 cents, and sold it into Tether. And this is like really ballooned up Tether's market cap, which is pretty crazy and stuff. So things are about to get really, really interesting, man. And shout out to you, man. Dollar Cost Crypto. We're a small group of people out here who are watching the crypto macro bottom, aren't we? Hype these boys up, my dudes, baby. That's right. Here we go. Now I will say, is Tether safe? At least over this weekend, I think it is. But it all depends what the Federal Reserve does. If the contagion at the Silicon Valley Bank is controlled, then everything's going to be fine. But if we keep having a domino effect of a couple other banks having bank runs, this will cause enough problems where we might get international banks having problems and stuff like that. And we run into issues where maybe even where Tether keeps their capital could run into some problems as well. But that'll happen much later. I mean, if that does happen, if Tether starts having banking problems themselves as well, that will probably happen in the middle of next week. Let me say that again. If Tether is going to have a problem and stuff in terms of its banking problems, it's going to be late into next week. Okay, but for now, over this weekend, because banks are closed over the weekends and stuff for the most part, the equities market is closed right now. The U.S. stock market pretty much opens at 7 in the morning or 6 in the morning a.m. For the early, I mean, before hours and stuff like that, and all that stuff. More than likely, this is kind of why I preach so much about crypto. Like, as much as we kind of like bitch and moan about about like all the gas fees on Ethereum and stuff like that. When things are really done, if you have the money and stuff, you can move your funds around and stuff, which is really cool. So let's look at the current price. I mean, this is wrong right now on Uniswap. Right now, the price is much higher. But let's go over here to CoinGecko. On CoinGecko, the GUI is at 225. Normally, we would be at 19, maybe 11 right now in the middle of the night, maybe 7 if things are really slow. We're at 225 25 So basically, a transaction on Uniswap is costing $70, coin for coin, swap for swap on Uniswap or on Matcha. Basically, I would recommend Matcha to you guys if you guys don't do any swaps at all. But here, I will give you guys a link to Matcha just because it will aggregate you a little better, and then you might not get as ripped off in terms of prices and stuff. Like, there's the Matcha link if you guys ever need it. And that's the real one, right there. Be careful clicking on bad links and stuff, but you can trust all DCC here. But earlier, about 30 minutes ago, the GUI hit over 330 for the GUI. So at that point, with 330, that pretty much puts you at like $105, $115 per transaction. So the GUI's come down a little bit. Things are calming down, probably because USDC has gone back up to 90 cents. So let me refresh this real quick on Dex Screener. Yeah, so right now USDC to Tether, the USDC to Tether has hit 90 cents. We hit a low on USDC at 87 cents, which I think it's its all-time low ever and stuff. We may have just hit a new all-time low, but if I remember correctly, USDC's all-time low in terms of its peg was either 89 cents or 87 cents. So it may have just bounced off its all-time low of all time. How the fuck did this happen? Blame the Fed. The Federal Reserve has been increasing the interest rates for quite a while and stuff like that. And what's been going on is that these increased interest rates have made it harder for companies to borrow money because it's harder for them to borrow money. They've slowed down hiring, and then some corporations. It started with Elon, but basically, it's like just like when SBF versus CZ from Binance happened. Binance punched the FTX body and stuff like that, and then come to find out it was rotten on the inside. He thought he was just going to push this asshole back, but he ended up punching right through him. Same sort of thing, you know. Elon Musk decided, hey, let me clear the swamp. Let me get rid of all this muck and stuff. Let me fire just about 90% of Twitter employees and stuff like that. And this kind of started this whole chain reaction, because then the next person who ended up firing a bunch of people was Mark Zuckerberg. And then from there, you had a little bit with Microsoft, you had a little bit with Apple, you had a lot with Amazon, and this started this whole thing where, like, basically in the tech sector, even if balance sheet was good and we have plenty of capital, you look like a weak bitch if you're not firing people, because you need to either for your equities and stuff, like you made it look like you're protecting the bottom line because you're being prudent at this time. Instead of expanding, you're being prudent. So because of all these layoffs, it put a lot of stress, because there's a lot of people who are working in startups there's a lot of people who have 2-3 jobs. I know a lot of people who are coding who they have 3 coding jobs, making $500,000 working for this company, making $125,000 here, making $200,000 here, making another $150,000 there, and they pull like $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 a year doing all these coding jobs and stuff like that. And some of these guys that lost their jobs recently, work at these other companies and stuff. So what ends up happening is because it's getting higher and higher to get hired for, because there's so much layoffs right now, it's getting harder and harder for you to get a job in Silicon Valley. So what's going on is that the amount of corporations that are getting funded right now has slowed down significantly for Silicon Valley. And people have been withdrawing capital and stuff because they're hemorrhaging cash right now. And then for the top, some of these corporations. I just had Black Ice on my stream recently. He's a corporate recruiter for Silicon Valley. I mean, he was telling me that, like, you have to, like, these corporations. This is something he told me in private. He said these corporations or these startups are having to pay buku bucks in order to incentivize, because, like, a lot of these startups are fucking delusional. They're delusional. They're so delusional. They just raised like $2 million tops, and they're trying to pay and get this engineer and stuff like that, stealing from Google and stuff, and they need to pay him $600,000. Like, craziness that happens. So when this started happening and stuff, you ended up getting so many withdrawals from the bank Silicon Valley Bank, or SVB, that the Silicon Valley Bank started having to sell off mortgage-backed securities. Dun dun dun. Mortgage. Look at that. Here you go. Here, 2008 again, all over again. But wrong, but not true. Now let me explain this. You're right. Bloomberg's a great source, right? Said most of these layoffs were jobs that were redundant over after overhiring and from 2020 to 2021. But there's actually more and more layoffs happening, as well as here's like the other kind of thing is the Federal Reserve has been very, very vocal over the last week or two, saying that they're more than likely going to increase the federal's fund rate another 100 to 150 basis points. Right now, we're let's just call it 475. We're at 475. We're at 4.75 in terms of the federal fund rate. If they increase it another 150 or 100 basis points, we are at 5.75% for the federal fund rate. That means if you're getting a mortgage right now in America, it's going to cost you damn near 9 to 10% in the market. So you're having layoffs in the weakness in the market and stuff happening that are slow. That takes a while. These interest rates takes over 6 months for them to really hit. So we were over this next month. The first 75 basis point increase happened almost 6 months ago. So we are starting to feel what that 75 basis point rate hike that happened 6 months ago. It is barely starting to affect the market now. The first one. That's what's going on right now. And so, but when you have increasing rates, what happens? So these mortgage-backed securities that SVB had, which is Silicon Valley Bank, let's just say they bought them for $100. They bought them in 2001, 2020, basically zero rates, and they're 10-year notes as an example, right? So if they wait 10 years, they'll get all their money back and they get paid a nice amount of dividends. But what happens is, as the interest rates are going higher and higher, the dollar for the price of the bond goes lower and lower. So what's going on right now is like if they paid $100 for a bond, that bond's only worth $75 right now, $70, because of how high the interest rates have gone over the last year. We went from 0 to 4.75. And because of all these withdrawals from the bank and all these startups being in trouble and stuff like that, because the economy's like it's costing money, it's a little harder and stuff like that. Like a lot of these guys aren't making no money at all, and the hype's kind of gone away, and people are really like scratching, looking at these startups like, oh, was this a good investment or not? And making them produce and stuff like that, and capital isn't going in, and there's less and less round Bs, round Cs, round As, or I mean round Fs and stuff like that. Crazy amount of rounds and stuff. Since that's less and less of they're happening, so these startups are burning through capital, having to withdraw, and that they're spending that capital, they're withdrawing, not really depositing anymore, and this is what, and because these banks run fractional reserve banking, they don't have enough customer funds for deposits. So what they have to do is they have to start selling these mortgage-backed securities that they have huge losses on, which then makes the banks insolvent, which made that bank insolvent. That's what happened. That's what happened. And we are going to see, more than likely, if worst case scenario is the Federal Reserve ends up announcing on Monday after the emergency meeting, and I will be doing a stream on this on Monday. If the Federal Reserve is doing an emergency stream, I will be doing an emergency stream on the Federal Reserve to kind of break down all this Fed talk that they're doing right now. But now, this is really funny right here. Actually, LMA and employment, unemployment is always lagging indicators in recording the economy. The economy can be out of a recession, but the employment can start to spike right now. So I'm gonna put this one up. My magic internet money is also unpegged. Rip spell. That's so funny. Hit the like button, you guys. If you guys can you guys read? Oh, I'm sorry, wrong one. I almost. Let me find it for you guys. Where is it? Bam, there we go. You guys do me this favor, you guys, all 308 watching right now. Would you guys please retweet this out right now to get as many people in here and stuff, and just give them this knowledge? This is an emergency stream doing in the middle of my night. It is 1 a.m. right now. It is, I know for a lot of people it's 4 a.m. Some people it's pretty early. It's pretty out there and stuff like that. But like I had to talk about this because I had just said so many people just asking questions about this right now. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hey, what's up, Kyle, man? Lightning bolts for you too, man. But Hex Monkey's right. I think USDC will eventually repeg. Circle's funds are guaranteed by the Fed, FDIC. So, yes, that's true, as well as BlackRock is backing Circle. Now, if BlackRock decides, hey, yeah, we're not backing the funds from Circle. No bueno, you guys. That is not good, you guys. So I was able to help out a lot of people inside the Citadel. Shout out to the guys in the Citadel, man. We were on top of this from right from the beginning. I was talking to a lot of the groups in there and stuff like that. So it pays to be in the Citadel, baby. But that's pretty much what was going on right now. So what's going to happen is on Monday, the Federal Reserve is going to have this emergency meeting. More than likely, probably the worst thing the Fed could do is say we're going to temporarily pause rates. That'll crash the market a little bit in a delayed effect. So let me explain. If they say we're pausing rate hike interests, but we are going to start printing money, or we're going to start doing some sort of maybe intrabank, maybe like overnight repos, or just straight up just printing money and making every major corporation take capital. Well, that'll have to be much later on and stuff like that. But more than likely they'll have to recapitalize some of these banks and stuff to make sure there's no bank runs. But we'll have to see how the Fed acts and stuff like that. I mean, the best case scenario would be if they just delay the interest rate increase. Say like, yeah, we're gonna revisit like increasing the rates next month, but we are going to force some of these banks to take capital and stuff and lend to each other and stuff, and then also recapitalize that bank and stuff like to make sure it's good, or force another bigger bank to buy that other bank and stuff like that. So that could end up being what could end up happening is that they kind of force one of their members, JP Morgan and stuff like Bank of America, to buy one of these, to buy some of these banks outright and stuff, and stop the contagion from there. So yeah. I mean, it's pretty crazy because, like, I mean, almost a month ago, we were pretty much getting reports that, hey, we're going to do another 25 basis point increase. But now the Federal Reserve is basically saying, like, oh yeah, we're not Jerome Powell, but a lot of the governors were saying, like, they were hinting towards we want to do a 50 basis point increase. Now, one thing that I've been saying on my streams, if you go on my YouTube channel, like I've been saying this for quite a long time, I've been doing these Federal Reserve streams when I break down what the Federal Reserve and what Jerome Powell is saying in these meetings, deciphering Fed talk into something that you can actually break down and actually like, oh wow, this is what he's actually saying. Jerome Powell has been saying for the longest time is that the two big mandates, there's three technically, but there's the two public mandates and there's a private mandate. The two public mandates for the Federal Reserve for the US dollar is a 2% inflation rate, which they're failing at, and high employment. But what they under their reports, they've been saying that the US economy is really strong and that the labor market is really, really strong right now. So they're sacrificing. So what basically they've been saying it in Fed speak for a long time, that basically, too many people have too many jobs right now. And basically we are going to sacrifice and we're going to make sure we're going to cause unemployment in order to lower asset prices and to lower the inflation by essentially destroying wealth and causing unemployment. That's what if you really just break down what they're saying, they're basically, we're going to slowly fuck this economy up in order to bring down this inflation, because what they're really scared of is something called entrenched inflation, where people get used to inflation. Like, oh, it always inflates 10% a year. Because if everyone thinks that's what it is, it becomes that. It's very dangerous. So they're willing to sacrifice the American worker in order to lower the inflation down to 2%. Now there's another mandate, which is basically the secret mandate is basically to protect the status of the world reserve currency of the dollar. So they're willing to do crazy things. So if for some reason the inflation just got completely out of hand, they would increase the federal fund rate to a crazy rate in order to protect the status of the dollar over the entire US economy. And they lie straight to your face about it, but that's exactly what they're doing right now. So because of how much they're going to raise rates and how they're going to continue to raise rates, the real estate market hasn't even bottomed yet. So more than likely, like I've been kind of hypothesizing here a little bit in terms of when the bull market's really going to start revving off. It's more than likely going to be around the Bitcoin halving, not because of the Bitcoin halving for the crypto space, right? It's pretty bullish for the crypto space, the Bitcoin halving, which is going to happen in May of 2024, is that it takes over 6 months to 8 months for these interest. Once they decide to, like, okay, we're pausing. Let's just say they pause sometime in June or July. They do a couple more interest rate increases, and they said, okay, we're chilling. Then 6 or 8 months later, you finally have the real effects in the real estate market. After that, the real estate market bottoms basically, and then from there, the last thing that's holding the brakes off this bull market can really start and stuff. But for right now, obviously, I think crypto is going to pump over the weekend. Josh Baker, God damn it. Bad news, you guys. Zen's down, you guys. I'm sorry. Zen's down.
You didn't have to cut me off. Think I can never happen, that we were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger, and I feel so loved. No, you didn't have to stoop so low. Have your friends collect your records and then change your number. I said I don't need that though. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know.
All jokes aside and stuff. So right now, USDC, it looks like it's starting to repeg slowly, but right now USDC is at 93 cents right now. So the markets are probably going to calm down a little bit right now, but you got to, just be careful and stuff. I mean, a lot of people are probably, USDC is probably not going to go repeg to $1 until this weekend if we're lucky and stuff like that. But we also have to see how bad, how bad the whole situation is going into Monday and the rest of the week and stuff like that. If more than likely we're going to get a decent crash in the equities market on Monday, outside of the Fed essentially just going burr right in the beginning of the market or something like that, or them closing it. So that crash in the market is going to lower the crypto prices somewhat. And some people might end up and what will cause that is people will sell their Bitcoin on exchanges and then sell it into dollars and effectively move that off, or just leave it on Coinbase or some of these major exchanges and stuff. So that's kind of what's going on right now. So, and absolutely not. Frank Rains, are you saying DCA savings into USDC? No, I'm not saying that at all. I mean, if you're going to buy into crypto right now, what I would probably recommend is if you haven't bank wired money into Coinbase or something like that, just go buy Ethereum or go buy one of your cryptocurrencies that you actually want to buy, hold actual crypto, and then let the stablecoin crap work its way out and stuff like that. Some of you guys might end up holding some of your USDC into Tether just over the weekend. And then if we have a dip, you buy and you just get into coins and don't hold these stable coins and stuff like that. It's this is something we've been saying for a while now to our guys in the Citadel and the guys in the crypto mindset courses, is that a lot of you guys should have already allocated quite a bit of your stable coins into the market, especially during the lows and stuff. We were getting people to buy Ethereum at $800, $900, $1,000 and stuff. Even after all this stuff, we're still at $1,420 right now. $420 baby on Ethereum right now. We're at 20,000 on Bitcoin. But if the equities market takes a really fat shit, you are going to see prices go down on Bitcoin and Ethereum more than likely. If we end up getting maybe a decent sell off in the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq, maybe we end up getting maybe a 5% correction in the equities market, then that could end up lowering Bitcoin down to maybe 18K, and that will lower Ethereum down to maybe like 1,200. Sorry. And that's right. Yeah, Swerve the Dip is going to get his wish, you guys, and everyone's going to lose their jobs. That's oh my God, that's hilarious, you guys. But in other news and stuff like that, let me see if I can share the screen over here. But if you guys would do me the favor, man, I would love you guys if you guys could retweet this right here, man, so we can get more people on the stream and stuff and give people this information, and go rewatch the stream again from the beginning and stuff like this. The emergency crypto stream, USDC unpegs, Bank runs are happening right now, and we are going to have the Federal Reserve in an emergency meeting this Monday on the 13th. So pretty insane stuff. So hopefully they can control that stuff, because the reason the U.S. I mean, basically they've been doing, so what a soft landing is we're just slowly and methodically fucking the economy, having people lose their jobs, and having having like the debt, like having asset prices come down, which basically is destroying wealth. That's what the Federal Reserve is doing. The Federal Reserve is doing is trying to crash the stock market slowly, fuck the crypto market slowly, hurt the real estate market slowly, so for people to have less money, to spend less money on things, and then on top of that, people to lose jobs in order to lower the inflation down, because the plebs got too much money, and then we printed money for us, but we didn't expect that the inflation would get crazy and stuff, because we shut down the country for damn near 2 years. Vacation on time. That's funny as hell, man. That's a classic. So the crypto space is gonna react in a certain sort of way right now. Is that over this weekend we're probably gonna see we're not gonna see nothing too crazy with Bitcoin and Ethereum. We might even actually have people, just because people got shook a little bit here, they might start going, you know what? I'm either gonna go into Tether, or I'm just going to start buying I'm just going to start buying some of my coins right now. I mean, we had a lot of people in the Hex community. Hex is still up, I think, 25% right now. It's up over 3 billion in market cap, because people in that system said, man, forget this, man. I was holding, and I'll buy my coin right now, because I had this money allocated for my coins. So you might see some nice pumps over the weekend, but I think we will give some of these gains back. Hex is kind of the X factor here, but I think a lot of these gains will be given back on Monday and Tuesday and stuff like that. So just FYI. But hey, no problem, man. And thank you so much, man. Thanks for doing this, DCC. And of course, man, I wanted to make sure, to catch you guys. This is crazy what's going on right now. USDC hit a low of 87 cents. It is now repegged back to, we're teetering between 92 to 93 cents and stuff. Earlier in the day, by earlier I mean a couple hours ago, you were able to sell. This is not you can't do this anymore, but I'll tell you what people were doing. People were able to sell their USDC for DAI. DAI was, so the USDC to DAI was 1-to-1, and then so people were selling USDC for DAI, selling DAI for Tether, which was still, DAI was still at $1, and then they were able to essentially repatriate that or get their capital out safely. But now a DAI has gone down equal to basically where USDC is right now. So that was the big play people were doing earlier today. Or yesterday, I should say. I mean, I think we're in another thing. But Tez J, man, I have 3.3 USDC on CB, but I can't convert it or send. Oh, dang. Yeah, they're just like, they don't want to take any losses and stuff like that, so they're probably suspending. This is why we tell you guys. I know it's just, be glad it's only $3,000. I know it can still be a significant amount of money, but this is why we tell you guys to, as soon as Coinbase, Kraken, Gemini, Binance USA, bitfuck.com, I don't know, BitMEX or whatever the hell you guys are using and stuff, allow you to get your coins off the exchange. You move them onto a Trezor, a MetaMask, something that's in your pocket where you control it. Even this is the beautiful thing. Right now, the stock market's closed. Everyone's freaking out, but only crypto can trade real time, 24/7, 365, 7 days a week, no vacations, no holidays, no nothing. We can always move our money. We may have to pay a premium to do it, but we can do it. No other market around the world can do so. The equities market right now, all this stuff that's going on, wouldn't it be really nice as a person who's investing into equities to sell their stake in a stock or something like that overnight over the weekend? But you can't. In crypto, you can. This is why this technology, and this was why I'm so excited, because this is going to be the big upgrade one day for the equities market, is that the equities are going to be tokenized and put on the blockchain, whether it's centralized or not, and be able to be traded 365 days a year, 7 days a week, at all hours, nonstop. That's the future. The future is now, and we're in the future. We're in the crypto space. We are ascending the citadel, and everyone else is just sitting on the sidelines, dick in their hand, sad as fuck. And that's all I got to say about that.
You didn't have to cut me off. Think I like it never happened, that we were nothing.
That's right, man. 377 you guys watching live in the middle of the night because you care about your portfolio. And you know, if you were in equities right now, you wouldn't be able to do shit. You knew on Monday you'd be fucked. But right here in the crypto space, you can take action. You can do stuff. You can at least sit back and see what things happen. We've gotten a 25% pump in the hex price. We have gotten 1 or 2% pump in Bitcoin. We've gotten a 4% pump on Ethereum and stuff because people have decided, you know what? I've been on the sidelines with this capital. I'm gonna move some of this capital into actual coins because if anything bad happens, I'll at least have my crypto. The crypto price can go to do whatever it can against the dollar, but it's going to be there. It's going to have value because people put value to it. But if these stable coins on peg, people can lose. People can end up selling. Like, let's say, I'm not saying this could happen with USDC, but let's just happen later this week. Some really bad news does happen, and maybe USDC goes to 40 cents or Tether goes to 40 cents, and you sell into something else. You've lost 60% of your capital, and then you bought into a coin. And if that goes down, you could end up being, you started it with this much of a dollar amount, and then you end up with this much in a short period of time. So just make sure that you are paying attention, you are calm, and you're making concise moves, man. And shout out to Brissology, man. That's right, man. Hey, DCC, I hope all is well. Everything is fine, you guys. Everything is fine. I'm here for you guys. Ask questions away and stuff like that. And yeah, man. If you guys could do me a big favor and stuff like that, I would love if you guys could retweet this and stuff. I would just love to get the word out and stuff for the stream and stuff. So thank you so much. This is an emergency stream, emergency crypto stream, USDC unpegs. Bank runs are happening. Fed is going to have an emergency meeting on Monday. And we're going to see we're more than likely going to either get a buyout of these banks or Fed's going to start printing money or forcing banks to do, because a lot of money, what ends up initially happening when the Fed decides to print money or allows, like, hey, we've opened up a special program where banks can grab this capital in order to capitalize themselves. In the beginning, no bank wants to grab that capital. Do you know why? Because if they do, oh, that's the weak bank, and it will cause a further bank run on them. So what last time this happened, the Federal Reserve forced all the member banks, the largest banks in the United States, to grab money first for all the small banks to grab money so they wouldn't look as terrible and stuff. This is what happened last time. And the reason this happens, right, is because all these banks are fractional reserve banking. Fractional reserve crypto, same thing that happened to FTX, same thing that happened to Celsius, same thing happens to all these things. Playing with user funds, and these banks, because they take your deposits and they go gamble in the market. That's what they do. I mean, like, even though they're not fully, like, they're not investment banks like in 2006, 7, and 8 and stuff like that, but they're still playing and stuff. And a lot of these banks are allowed to buy mortgage-backed securities and bonds. And what's happened recently, the Federal Reserve increased the interest rates, which crashed the price of the dollar value of the bond. They're still getting paid the dividends, but if there's a bank run, they have to sell these assets to give users back their money, and then they realize a shit ton of losses, and then banks can go insolvent. Damn. And that's right. And meanwhile, thank God the SEC is over here suing Kraken for no reason. Yeah. Crazy. And like the damn video, that's right, man. But right now, currently, in terms of what I'm doing with my coins right now, I converted whatever little bit I had into, basically, I converted it into, I bought some Ethereum and I bought some Hex. That's what I did right there. I did something like I think it was like a 75-25 split earlier in the day. And ended up, I'm up on the money, which is really nice. So in terms of dollars, I protected my dollar position, and I've actually gained probably like, let's say 7% of my dollars by being in Ethereum and Hex. So not bad. Where is the Hex price right now? Let me look. I think the Hex price currently is at, we're back, I think we're at 6.3 cents right now. Or no, let me look at if that's the right price. Yeah, right now we're very close to 7. We're at about 7 cents right now. Now, there's a really cool tweet that shout out Motley the investor and stuff. He actually had this tweet earlier. So let me see if this is the right one. Yeah, so Motley the investor had this really cool. Where is it? There we go. So he said the PulseX sacrifice address just moved 40 million USDT and they're moving funds around and stuff. So basically, some of the USDC and some of the Tether was moved into DAI recently and stuff like that. So it looks like they're selling some of their Tether for DAI, and they weren't holding that much. If I remember correctly, I think they were holding something like, I think 40 million USDC or 100 million USDC and stuff like that. But after all these buyings of DAI and stuff, so basically the sacrifice wallet really has I think really likes DAI and stuff. So that's probably what's ended up going on right now. Interesting. No, so shout out to Molly the Investor, man. That was a good little tweet and stuff. Just seeing what's going on in the background space, and then we'll have a little update later on and stuff as we see what else the wallet does. But yeah, man, interesting. Yeah, so they traded quite a little bit. So they've traded. So it looks like the wallet has traded because the peg's down. Effectively, they sold $40 million of USDT for DAI when the peg broke down, and probably made a little bit of probably made a little bit of money on that trade, basically, because if DAI's not going up, because if DAI ended up hitting, let's just say, 87 cents along with USDC, and now it's gone back up to, like, let's see 93 cents. They've made a little bit of they've probably made a few million, maybe $3-4 million on that trade, basically. Interesting. So yeah, shout out to Molly, man. But yeah, man. But you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I want to show you guys a little bit something as well. I've got some interesting Fed news as well and stuff. And I will be having a stream early today I'll be having another stream today going over Silvergate, going over the SVB Bank, which is the Silicon Valley Bank, and what's going on right now, as well as this is more my speculation of what's going to happen on Monday. I think crypto is pretty much going to be solidly where it's at right now to pumping and stuff. We're going to get pumps here and there, and then this pretty much is going to shake. This is kind of, in a good way, it's probably shaking a lot of people to like allocate a little more capital to Ethereum and a Bitcoin and some of their favorite coins instead of holding these stables at the time, because hopefully this kind of a slap to the face and kind of like a wake up moment for a lot of people. We've been saying for quite a while, like, start DCAing, start using that dry powder to get into your crypto positions and stuff like that. And right now, like, I'm holding no USDC, and I'm holding all crypto positions. I'm holding no stables right now, and I'm very happy with my position right now doing that. And that's damn right. Whatever you guys do, don't let them shake you out of your coins this year. That's damn right and stuff. So yeah, that's exactly right. Yep. Let's keep going, you guys. Hit the notification bell there. So let's go over to that to the little thing I was talking about. So okay, so this is the board of governors of the Federal Reserve System. These are their 2023 meetings. And the next one that was supposed to happen was going to be March 21 to the 22nd, but they're having an emergency meeting on Monday. So we will be having an emergency meeting on Monday. We don't know the time just yet. More than likely, probably after the market close, or if things are really bad, maybe it happens right in the middle of the day. Typically, these meetings start around noon, lunchtime. But with something like this, they may decide to wait until the after bell and stuff for that to happen and stuff. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. But in terms of you see these meetings, so you have March, you have May, you have June, and July. So if we didn't get this little crash and we don't get a Fed pause rate and stuff like that, more than likely we were going to get federal funds rate increases of 25 to 50 basis points from March to July being the last one right there. And then if we do get a pause in July after that meeting, they increase the rate one more time and decide to pause within a month or within a couple of days or so from that meeting, we probably end up getting quite a significant correction in the equities market. And I would believe that's probably the safest point to say, like, the bottom's in. But if we end up, this black swan ends up turning into more of a black swan, then we may actually end up getting the all-time low more soonish, seeing throughout, like, how bad this whole bank run's going on right now in the equities market. So this is not we're not getting this all-time low. We're not getting all this crazy stuff because crypto did anything wrong. No, it's because the Federal Reserve and the banking system is fucking it up. So this is more of a banking institutional economy problem with the equities market, the banks, mortgage-backed securities, and the Federal Reserve versus crypto. Crypto already had its crash. It's already had its big deleveraging. We were the first one down, first one up. We're right now we're damn near up 2x from the all-time bottom for most altcoins and stuff. Hex is, I think, up. Like right now, I think we're up like 4 to 5 times on capital and stuff from the all-time low. Ethereum hit like what $888 and stuff like that. It's at $1,400, so that's up 50%. So the major coins are up 50%, 2x to 3x, versus the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, pretty much sideways to flat to down. So crypto boys, we up. Equity guys, we down. And I'm gonna throw up a little meme right here for the shout out to the Suicide Squad, because man, it's hard out here for being an equity guy, man. Shout out to the Suicide Squad, you guys, man. It is hard out here for commodity traders. It is hard out here for equities investors. But man, it is out. We're pimping out here in the crypto market, man. Woo! Shit, man. What was it, man? When the bull market's in full swing, man, I don't get out of bed for a 2-3x. What are we talking about right now? Sheesh! Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, man. Like, this is what I'm talking about right now. So, just to give you, like, so we're looking at maybe a pause in the Fed fund rate either this Monday, and if not, it's going to be either June or July, because 5.5, 5.25 is really the breaking point where you increase the federal fund rate that much, you start bankrupting a lot of institutions, as well as if banks that are already kind of weak right now that had funds pulled out, they're still treading water. That increases in the federal fund rate will make their bonds crash down and puts more pressure on the equities market, which causes more withdrawals and stuff like that, and it ends up being it puts banks in a really particular situation where some banks will actually be underwater completely and essentially be zombie corporations, basically, where on paper they have lost they have taken huge paper losses. They haven't sold yet; they're still getting dividends off that, but they've taken huge paper losses. And if these banks, the way it works out, if these banks, a bank cannot, let's just say, Friday night, or basically Friday at 5 p.m. They can literally be insolvent, but by Monday morning at 8 p.m. they have to at least be worth $1 on the books. Let me say that again. Friday at 5 p.m. they could be completely underwater, you guys. Like worth less than $0 because they could be in such paper losses, but by Monday morning at 8 p.m., they have to at least be worth $1. And then if they hit that threshold, then they can run the rest of the week as a zombie bank. So interbank lending so a lot of banks who have capital lend money to other banks with a nice little vig on it in order for them to stay afloat. Spin game on this, man. I'm telling you guys, man. This is some serious shit, man. I hope you guys really, when you guys rewatch this stream right now and you really go back to what I said, listen to what I said right there. That is a major key. A lot of people don't know that and stuff like that, and it's a really interesting sort of situation that we're going to put ourselves into. So the Federal Reserve is going to have, it's got quite a different sort of options. More than likely, I believe they're probably going to create a program in order to capitalize banks, or force one of their member banks to essentially gobble up these defunct banks and just stop the bleed right away. So you may end up getting one of the major banks just completely eating up and buying SV and then Silvergate, and just mitigate the whole thing. We might get. I personally think if there's going to be a bank buying bank, I will probably bet money that J.P. Morgan, because they want to expand their crypto side of the business, they're probably going to buy up. It'll be really. They'll buy up Silvergate Bank, which is a crypto bank, get the customer base, and now they got the Silvergate clients, whatever's left of them, and then on top of it, they'll be banking with J.P. Morgan, and then they already bank Coinbase and a bunch of these other players as well. And then on top of that, if you didn't know, J.P. Morgan is a part of the Federal Reserve as well. So insane. That is crazy, man. Did Elon Musk really say that? They said Elon Musk. Well, let me see. If I do not see it. Where did it say? Maybe said it earlier. Now let's go to our boy Elon, who owns Twitter, who started this whole mass firing in these space and stuff. I do like. Look at this right here, you guys. There's Bill Gates right here. So you follow Elon, and they recommend you NASA and Bill Gates, and I follow none of these, especially Bill Gates. Proudly not following Bill Gates. But Elon Musk has this tweet that says, "Crypto is a scam. Keep money in banks. Banks are scams. Keep money in crypto." Damn. Woo! That is I'll give that a retweet, man. That's a tweet right there, bro. But if Elon Musk is really if Elon Musk is a contender on that stuff to buy that, I mean, that's interesting. Now, why would Elon Musk want to buy Silvergate Bank? Well, Silvergate Bank does have a lot of accounts with a lot of crypto corporations and companies. Elon Musk is planning at some point in 2024 to allow tipping in Bitcoin and Doge. So if let's just say, oh, that's a funny ass meme, dude. You know what? Here's a couple Satoshis. Here's a couple Doge. If you're popular on Twitter, what ends up happening is like, holy crap, this will end up being a decent amount of money for you. Now, the funny thing is more than likely the Bitcoiners will love this, but then it's going to start clogging up the Bitcoin network, because the Bitcoin network is slower than the Ethereum network and can very quickly clog up as well. So you might end up having huge transaction problems on Bitcoin because Elon Musk implements tipping with Bitcoin, which is really, really funny. But if people switch to Doge, this is really hilarious. This will increase the transactions on Litecoin, because people don't know that Dogecoin runs on Litecoin, and Litecoin is 4 times faster than Bitcoin. And Litecoin has the same amount of TPS, or the amount of transactions, as Ethereum, but an emptier chain, right? So you'll probably be able to send and tip in Dogecoin for a lot longer before the transactions get kind of annoying, or maybe Elon decides like, we'll chill out on this with that. So interesting. Or you may get a lot of paper trading where like they just note where money was sent, and then at the end of the day, they just clear it with a couple of transactions or so. Interesting. So, but by that logic, if you listen to that, right? Let's put that into perspective, right? If Litecoin, which Dogecoin runs on top of Litecoin, for people who don't know that, right, is 4 times faster than Bitcoin, and Dogecoin or Litecoin is as fast as Ethereum, then that would make Bitcoin 4 times less throughput than Ethereum. So that means if a lot of people on Twitter, there's a lot of people and they really want to start tipping and stuff, you could clog up the Bitcoin network a lot. So there's a lot of use cases for, so a lot of L1 season, a lot of Pulse chain, a lot of this, like when Elon Musk decides to do this, not only will it onboard more people into crypto space and like this stuff, right? But then on top of that, they will increase the fees on Ethereum and Bitcoin a lot, that you'll get a lot of money flowing into L1s. And who's buying L1s? Dollar Cost Crypto, Cultivate Crypto, the Citadel, the Crypto Mindset Army. Woo, baby. What are we talking about? I love it. And remember to take profits, you guys. Beautiful, man. Let's see what else this dude tweeted. Jesus Christ. But it's a very little interesting thing right there, you guys. So that's what's going on right now. And yeah, this is actually a decent allocation. Phantom, Illuvium, Ethereum, Hex, Hedron. Yeah, you've got you got a really competitive L1 right there. You've got an allocation GameFi. You've got Ethereum, backbone, one of the real backbones of crypto. Hex, a huge gainer. It's up 25% right now. It went earlier today. It was at 5.4 cents. We're at 7 cents right now. Love and life. Had to take the Louis Vuitton jacket out and stuff because when Hex is up $3 billion and stuff like that. I'll put some. I'll start Hex flexing out here. And Hedron, actually, I haven't. Let's look at where Hedron's at. I haven't even looked where Hedron's at right now. But Hedron, let's see. Hedron currently is at 20, so it hasn't pumped yet. So I mean, Hedron's a screaming buy right now, hasn't pumped, but it's been holding up like a stable coin pretty well. Hedron might be a better stable coin than USDC right now, you guys. LOL. That's funny as hell, man. But look, if we go back to Dex Screener for a second, and I will share Dex Screener. Let me share this link for you guys. I would definitely add this to your tabs and stuff. This is a great resource in order to actually look at the real-time prices on DEXs, which is decentralized exchanges. CEXs, which is CEX, is centralized exchanges. So Coinbase, Kraken, Gemini, which are centralized entities, and then Uniswap, and you have other ones like Matcha and all these are rerouters and stuff. But basically, on-chain trading, which means like stuff running on Phantom, stuff running on Ethereum, some stuff running on Pulse Chain when it launches, Aptos and all these other Solana, Kronos and all this stuff are running right now. So what sometimes with the exchanges or the you have websites like Nomics, you have what's called CoinMarketCap, and you have CoinGecko that basically get their price feeds from Chainlink. Sometimes Chainlink is looking at exchange prices versus DEX prices, but sometimes they are looking at DEX prices. So sometimes the exchange or this is telling you a different price, but when you look on here, you're actually getting the real prices, and that'll tell you what's really going on in the market ahead of time, and you know which way the exchange side is heading towards. So right now, USDC is at 91 cents. We just went down 2 cents right now. So we're going to get a lot of range trading. We're probably going to retouch some point in the next 6 hours, maybe back to 89 cents. And then it's going to go back up to, I wouldn't be surprised the trading range is going to be 89 cents to 94 cents. Hopefully this can repeg in the morning and stuff, or the next day back to like 98 and 99 cents to $1 again. But interesting, we're at 91 cents on USDC right now. DAI right now is at 92 cents. So there's like a 1 cent premium. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me see. Where's USDC DAI? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. No, we're at a I think USDC of DAI right now. There's a premium right now in DAI right now. So DAI has gone up quite substantially. Shout out to our boy, the Sacrifice Wallet, for buying $40 million of DAI. Done very well for themselves. Almost DAI's basically repegged back to $1. So if they did this earlier when the peg was basically at 87 cents, they're up pretty nicely, man. I mean, what is that? Like yeah. Doing math on stream, you guys. Sorry. Basically, they took a 15 to 20% W on the capital. So on $40 million, they're up $8 million to $6 million in profits by being in DAI. Sheesh, baby, shit. That deserves a Pepe right now.
Didn't have to cut me off. Think I like it never happened to me. We were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger, and I feel so loved. No, you didn't have to stoop so low. Have your friends collect your records and then change your number. I guess that I don't need that though. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know.
If you have money allocated and stuff like that, man, that is good, man. That means there's more money for the Pulse Chain launch and stuff. There's more capital there. We've just basically, by converting $40 million of Tether into DAI when the peg was low, they pretty much have added somewhere between $6 to $8 million of profit of basically dollar value currently from that. Interesting. So I mean, we'll have to see if maybe watch. It'd be really funny if then they sell the DAI back into Tether and they wait for it to depeg and they go right back into DAI. That'd be funny. But we'll have to see what happens. Interesting. But Psychopath, I'm heavy on Oath and Justin Bieber, so definitely I like Oath token. It's a great token on the Phantom ecosystem. I actually will be having Justin on pretty soon, actually, to talk about something as well and stuff. I've got some Fight Club stuff to tell the Citadel and the CIA and stuff like that. So anyone who wants a part of that and stuff, I mean, definitely join up to the Citadel, man. That's all I gotta say, man. Fight Club rules. I've got some sauce for you guys. Join up to the Citadel, you guys. It is the place where I took care of the guys first and stuff. We were answering questions. We did a private chat while all this shit was going down. Helped a lot of people out, and we're pretty happy with the way we've kind of like allocated our coins and stuff like that. You know, Hex is up quite substantially. Ethereum and all these coins are still up right now. If I look on Nomics right now, we're up 1.5. Let's look at two different things actually. Here, let me take this down for a second. Let's see how the other half lives, right? So my faith is in Jesus, Hex Jesus. That's right. But right now we are currently up 1.5. Let's call it 1.5% on Bitcoin, and right now Ethereum is up 3.3%. Pretty good, right? What is Hex up right now? Hex is up 17%. I think this is a little bit wrong right here and stuff in terms of the price, but if you look on Dexes and stuff, it's actually at 7 cents right now. But or actually, let me double check that actually. Yeah, we're at 69 cents, of course. Hex is at 69 cents. So we're off a little bit on the price right here. But let's take a look at CoinGecko for a second, see what prices they're showing, just to get a little bit of a different taste here. So right now we are, right now we're basically, it's saying right here for Bitcoin, we're up 0.5% versus Ethereum, we're up 1.3%. So it's just good to get different opinions and stuff and just see overall what's happening in the market. But Ethereum's been kind of trending in this kind of 420 zone right here. $1,426. I mean, 2 streams ago or a stream ago, it was at basically the same price. So yeah, pretty much teeter-tottering on that. In terms of what's lost in the last like 24 hours, it'd be interesting, right? Let's look. Frax is down, Maker's down. This is that's actually not surprising stuff. I mean, like, well, Maker. So for people who don't know, Maker is the creator of DAI. Now, because of the deep pegging of USDC and stuff like that, because Maker is the coin that Maker makes. So you have Circle makes USDC, Maker makes DAI, and because USDC is makes up a really large portion of DAI, some people decided to sell their Maker tokens just because they're out. So I mean, right now it's down 16% on the day, which isn't surprising actually. Let me go back to this. And hey, CDAI and some of these other like kind of derivative tokens are down quite substantial in terms of prices and stuff. So interesting. Rocket Pool's down a little bit. USDC is down 9% in March. I would imagine they're down. Dude, USDC is down 9% on the day and on the week and stuff. But in terms of market cap, I wonder if I can do towards market cap. I probably can. Interesting. So. So basically it's gone down. It's gone down that percentage right there and stuff like that. $36 billion in market cap, $72 billion in Tether. Now, what would be interesting is to look at. Let's look at something pretty interesting. Let's see if I can find it. Maybe they took it away. This might be more of a where the hell is it? Maybe they took it away. They used to have a snapshot effect and stuff like that. Interesting. Maybe they did take it away. That's sad. Maybe I can find it somewhere else and stuff. But yeah. But let me see if I can find it real quick. Go to coin market cap. If I were to look at historical snapshots, okay, so I'm going to good old. This is one cool thing with coin market cap. I'm sorry, with coin market cap is that you can actually look up historical snapshots. So in order to find it on CoinMarketCap site, Jesus, man, there we go. I was going blind there. You go under cryptocurrencies under the tab, and then you go all the way down here to historical snapshots. And then that'll take you to, you can see like coins that existed back in the day and what are the prices. Now, it's not 100% perfect because it may not catch the wicks and stuff, but it is interesting to kind of look back. So let's just go to March 5th, right? Right now, we're on the 11th. What was Tether at? Tether was at $71 billion, and you had USDC at 43 billion. So basically, if I look at the current price of let me go back to this right now. So if I look at the current market cap of USDC, it's $37 billion. And I compare it to what it was 5 days ago, you know, they basically lost $6 billion. So $6 billion of capital is basically flown over. Part of that is like the price being down a little bit as well. Another money is kind of just converted over into cryptocurrencies and stuff like that. So you've had a little bit of capital flow into Tether, which in Tether right now currently is at, if I were to look on CoinGecko right now, it currently has Tether at $79 billion. So we've had a gain, or like, let's just actually, as a matter of fact, let me compare it to the CoinMarketCap site itself as well. So basically we have Tether at 71 billion. And if I were to go here and look at Tether, 72 billion. But so this is why it's like interesting to kind of look at different sites and stuff. But CoinGecko has it at a gain of almost like $8 billion for Tether and stuff. So let me go back to CoinGecko. So yeah, so it's gained basically $8 billion, almost $9 billion, and USDC has gone down quite substantially to $17 billion. Well, I'm sorry. So it's $36 billion and stuff. Yeah, it's late night, you guys. Real late at night, you guys. But interesting, you guys. And no, definitely, man. Jeremy Levine, man. Thank you for looking out for us. Hey, definitely, man. You guys. Period. But hey, you guys, that's it for the emergency stream and stuff. This is basically what I've been doing. I have allocated my capital over to Ethereum and some Hex positions, and I'm looking to maybe get a little bit into Hedron as well and stuff like that. The peg, the peg is starting to kind of get stronger and stuff. If you are considering converting over, I would probably recommend using Matcha if you're going to use it. And right now we are currently at 90 cents. So hopefully, you know, if you are going to do it, it pegs up a little bit and then you get out. But here is the website in order to look at the prices for yourself, as well as here is the website here, Matcha and stuff. Matcha is a great place to be able to get the best prices for yourself and stuff. And it will literally split your order into the most opportune place and stuff in order for you to save and get the least amount of like loss on the capital and stuff if you decide to sell and stuff. So interesting. And yeah, and for you guys who don't know and stuff like that, man, please, you know, I would definitely like one of these places where you can get access to me and Charlie and stuff is on the Citadel and stuff. So the Citadel is one of our flagship products and stuff. It is a place where you can, it's $100 a month. It's a Telegram access chat and stuff like that. We have almost 400 members in there. This is one of the first places I was talking to about this. I got to do a private call with the guys while this was happening live, and you know, helped a lot of people kind of understand what was going on, calm some fears, as well as kind of celebrate, because a lot of us were pretty much rightly positioned before this happened and stuff. So it is a great place to learn. Every Monday you get a newsletter with the top events. You get news in macro space, you get news in fundamental analysis, technical analysis, on-chain analytics. You get to see the top coins we're kind of looking at right now, the chart setups and stuff, if they're good or bad, as well as memes and all kinds of news, as well as we were going to be having a future fight club. That's all I can say about that right now. But the Citadel and other groups are going to be having a fight club pretty soon. And if you want to be a part of it, you have to be part of the Citadel and stuff. It's only $100 a month, as well as every month that you're in the Citadel, you get $50 off the next crypto mindset course. And if you pay in crypto, you get an additional 15% off. So thank you guys so much for joining me, man. Don't worry, man. We're fine. We're in crypto right now. The rest of the market should be scared. Basically, crypto is going to do pretty decently over the weekend. And then on Monday, more than likely, we're going to have a correction in the crypto market as well. Just FYI, because then people will be able to offboard some of their coins, sell it into cash. And this will cause the prices to dip because people are selling on exchanges. So like the button, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and hit that notification bell, because if you won't get these updates right now unless you do and stuff. So thank you so much for joining me, and catch you guys at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And literally 11 hours from now, I'm going to have another stream and go into way more detail than I did on this stream right here. So peace.